This is Fox Springfield News at 9. First on Fox.
New tonight, inmates' information leaked online. How employees hope to keep this from happening again. And it's making headlines, the latest on the Arkansas executions. Plus, in our top story tonight, a nationwide fight for women's rights. How state lawmakers are weighing in. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Dee Dee Gatton. First on Fox, across the nation, thousands are gearing up for the Women's March. In Springfield tomorrow, a local lawmaker will be introducing legislation that would give women in Illinois access to full-range health care, including abortion. Fox's Em Nguyen joining us live now with the details. Em.
Didi, so with this bill, the state and therefore the taxpayers would pay for some women's services like abortion. It would also mean that an unborn child would not be considered a human being and therefore would not have the right to life.
It's about justice and to remove a discriminatory language.
For 3 years, State Representative Sarah Feigenholtz has worked on a bill to ensure abortions are included in services provided by the state medical assistance programs.
The days of women illegally performing abortions on themselves or going to back alleys, reverting back to back alleys, is not what we in the state of Illinois want to do.
The bill includes induced miscarriages or premature births, all expenses the state employee's insurance would cover. The Department of Human Services would also be able to provide money and grants to organizations that perform abortions.
Makes me sad.
But Springfield's Right to Life president says this is not how Illinois should progress.
What makes this bill unique is that it purports to take money from taxpayers to fund the killing of children.
And Tim Moore isn't the only one. It seems Governor Bruce Rauner, who originally supported Feigenholtz, is now against the bill.
I was really disappointed and frankly surprised.
Rauner says the topic is highly controversial and comes at a bad time because of the budget impasse.
And we're hoping that since he is such a good flip-flopper, we're going to call the bill and pass it and see if he'll flip-flop again.
State Representative Feigenholtz says she will definitely bring up this bill tomorrow to the Senate. She also says she hopes the March on Springfield will show the legislators just how important these services are to women and the community. For now, reporting live at the State House, I'm Em Nguyen, Fox Springfield News at 9.
Thanks, Em. A Fox fact for you. This week, it's also possible the Senate will vote on the stopgap budget. It could potentially bring in $800 million to state organizations. Breaking now, a condemned inmate put to death in Arkansas after the U.S. Supreme Court rejected an executive stay for him. Let's go to John Rieger in the Breaking News Center right now for the latest. John.
Well, Dee Dee, some things happening just within the last hour. This whole issue follows a flurry of legal challenges and court rulings and reversals, but the rejection of the stay now allowed Arkansas to execute one inmate. Another is still on hold. Jack Jones here, he's seen on the left, was executed and pronounced dead at 7:20 p.m. He was convicted of robbing, raping, and killing a woman back in 1995 and then beating the woman's daughter, leaving her for dead. Jones did deliver a 2-minute final statement ending with the words, "I'm sorry." And the man on the right there, Marcel Williams, he was also set to be executed, but late tonight a federal judge issued a temporary delay after the U.S. Supreme Court denied an appeal. He was convicted of the rape and murder of a 22-year-old woman back in 1994. Now, what was interesting about this event tonight, also the 2 executions that were scheduled for tonight, it would have been the first time since 2000 that any state has conducted a double execution. That's not happening at this particular moment. Dee Dee?
Thanks for the update, John. First on Fox, the Sangamon County Jail faces questions after personal inmate information was published on the jail's website. An employee accidentally posted things like inmates' social security numbers and birthdays. Officials say it was posted March 23rd and taken down about 14 hours later. But one inmate tells us he's just finding out about this now. Officials say they've been working to make sure a mistake like this never happens again.
The 2 reports are almost identical, except for the one detailed report has the dates of birth and the social security numbers on it. We're trying to eliminate that from our database so somebody can't inadvertently obtain it and post it.
Jail staffers do not believe any information was taken and used illegally, but the affected inmates received information on whom to contact if they believe their identity is at risk. Officials would not say if anyone was disciplined for this post. A Decatur man's murder retrial started today. Elliot Murphy is convicted of killing a 61-year-old man and almost killing another back in 2009. A new jury was selected for this second trial due to a conflict of interest with Murphy's lawyer. A follow-up to last week's shaken baby case out of Decatur. Police say there are indications of previous brain hemorrhaging. The mother, Kanisha Ray, admits to shaking her child about 4 to 5 times. But this last time, she shook her, quote, harder than usual and for about 10 minutes. She says on a scale of 1 to 10, she shook her daughter at, quote, maybe an 8. Weather right now, it's just how we like it out there, but apparently these storms are just coming back in here. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke for your forecast first on Fox. Cheryl.
Well, DJ, you were right, though. Beautiful weather for today. It doesn't get much better than this, but unfortunately today's gorgeous weather does not last for the entire week, and already by the middle of the week, we're going to be tracking more showers and more thunderstorms. Right now, though, here's our latest satellite radar imagery. All is quiet for the time being, but a storm system that's still taking shape out across the plain states will eventually be marching towards the east. It will be this storm system that's going to be impacting our weather, certainly on Wednesday. But for tomorrow, no complaints about the weather. Lots of sunshine for the most part, starting off in the mid-50s, already warming up to about 75 by lunchtime, and then topping out close to 80 before the afternoon is over. But certainly enjoy tomorrow's weather because by Wednesday, there is a chance to see a few strong thunderstorms here across the region. We'll let you know about when the thunderstorms are set to arrive and just how heavy the rain could be. Your complete forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Cheryl. In your community now, local volunteers were recognized for their hard work in Central Illinois this evening. The annual Good as Gold ceremony recognizes volunteers, organizations, and businesses who use their time and talents to help improve the lives of others. UIS, the Junior League of Springfield, and United Way of Central Illinois host the event now in its 9th year. Fox's Joe Crane was one of the MCs at tonight's event. A brand new building is going up at the University of Illinois Springfield, and it'll be the first of its kind. Fox's Esther Quine joining us live from campus on this new project. Esther.
Dee, I got a behind-the-scenes look today at this 50,000 square foot building. Now, UIS has never had a student union, and school officials are hoping that it'll become a central hub for students and the community.
You look at most big schools that they have places where, they have student unions, huge student unions at that. So just giving that real like college sense and that college vibe to the Springfield area is nice.
A lot of our students said, why don't we have a student union on our campus? So many universities do, and we didn't have that.
So students decided to do something about it.
The student union was the idea of the students several years ago.
In 2012, students voted and passed a referendum that would take money from student fees to build the student union. The total cost of the project is over $21.5 million, and it's not funded with any public money. Almost $14 million will come from student fees, the other $8 million from donors and fundraising.
I think it's amazing that UIS is finally getting a student union. The students on campus really need a place where they can just hang out and just have a place where they can come together and just do cool things.
Cool things like playing Xbox and PlayStation in a game room or watching athletic events in the sports grill. There will be lounge areas throughout the 3-story building, 5 different dining options, a multi-use ballroom, a Starbucks, and a convenience store.
We really don't have that big room or that big area to where we can have our big events and planning areas, and this will encompass that.
School officials say they hope the union will give students a sense of belonging, especially for the many commuters.
Sometimes during the day they don't have a place to go to if they have an hour or two to kill between classes and they don't have a dorm or a residence hall or apartment nearby. Now they have a place to stay.
The building will be open to the general public as well. Anyone can rent out a conference room or the ballroom for weddings, meetings, or even conventions. The building is expected to be open in January of next year. Reporting live in Springfield, Esther Kwan, Fox Springfield News at 9.
Thanks, Esther. Excited to see when it's done. A Fox fact for you. The student union is all about going local. They support local businesses and contractors. And get this, all of the materials to build it came from within a 500-mile radius of Springfield. Distracted driving is claiming thousands of lives across the country. New tonight, the first statewide Distracted Driving Awareness Week, encouraging drivers to put away all those distractions. Today was the very first day. Now, this doesn't just mean cell phones, the radio, kids in the back seat, eating on the run, all distract drivers from the road. According to AAA, this is the most dangerous.
The real problem with distracted driving came with smartphones and the ability to multitask, text message and talk on the phone, and that's really where the distraction ramped up.
And a Fox fact in general, the use of a cell phone, even hands-free, increases your chance of crashing by 400%. If you send a text, you're nearly 25 times more likely to get into an accident. First on Fox, Decatur police are investigating a deadly accident. It happened at El Dorado and Water Streets. Take a look at this map. This afternoon, officers say a 68-year-old motorcyclist collided with a truck in the intersection. The motorcyclist was taken to the hospital where he later died. The truck driver and passenger were also taken to the hospital and treated for their injuries. The crash is still under investigation. A traffic alert. If you take I-55, you need to know about this construction project. It starts on Wednesday, and from a half-mile north of Stevenson Drive to a half-mile north of Clear Lake Avenue, crews will be out working at night Monday through Thursday. The nearly $10 million project will last about 5 months. In Meridosha, flooding causes delays on a new bridge over the Illinois River. The project was supposed to be finished next year, but the construction company says after the 2 recent floods, it's taken a lot longer. The bridge is expected to be completed in 2019. This bridge is replacing the current 2-lane bridge that was built in 1936. Repairs to the Madison Street Bridge over Walnut Street started today. The construction requires 2 eastbound lanes be closed. Expect delays, guys, and plan to find alternate routes. The work is expected to take 1 to 2 weeks. Coming up next, Panera hires more employees. The reason behind the newest push for more workers. And a mother determined to spend as much time as possible with her newborn. Her unique idea to fund a longer maternity leave. Plus, an EMT volunteer makes it out just in time after a young girl falls out of a moving bus. See the video next.
And today was a day marked by unseasonably mild weather. But how much longer will this warmer than usual weather last? Stay tuned. I've got your full Storm Team forecast coming up in just a bit.
But before we had to break, in our question of the day, almost 40% of married couples say this is the #1 thing they'd change about their wedding. Tell us what you think. Head to Facebook, post your guesses. We'll have the answer in just a few minutes.
You are watching Fox Springfield News at 9 with Dee Dee Gatton, John Rieger, Stacy Skryzak, Chief Meteorologist Cheryl Lemke, and Sports with Donnie Tillman. This is Fox Springfield News at 9.